Hello friends, Namaste. My name is Denis Lifintsev and this channel is about cross-cultural communication. Today I want to tell you about Indian communication style. I know it might sound impossible to describe such a high context culture in a short video, but we're gonna try. And by we, I mean me and my amazing guest speaker. Dr. Raghvendra Sharma is an excellent expert on Indian business culture and business communication. He is an associate professor and associate dean at the business school ICFAI University, Dehradun, India. Dr. Raghvendra, my traditional first question. How would you describe Indians in 3 words?
Well, there are many things that describes Indians, but if I need to pick any 3, I must say love, diversity, and festivals. These 3 things describes the Indians best. Being a collectivist country, Indians believe in togetherness, and this feeling of togetherness cannot be celebrated in absence of love. So I must say, in the Indian context, love describes majority of the Indians the best. Next thing, as I said, diversity describes Indians very strongly, because Union of India is it's a union of 28 states and 8 union territories. These states and union territories comprises of various cultures. Almost every state has its own unique language, unique cultures, unique dress-up sense, etc. And this diversity is a very characteristic feature of Indians. And despite of India being so culturally, linguistically different, still there is something which binds all Indians together. So I must say, another thing that describes Indians is the diversity. Despite of we all be kind of different types of cultures and belonging to different types of local languages and dialects, but still diversity, I must say, it's a very strong description of Indians. Third thing which I say, festivals. Indians would like to celebrate anything and everything. We celebrate our relationships, we celebrate everything from our relationship to maybe Mother Nature also. Because as I said, India is culturally very diversified land. There are many different types of cultures and every culture has its own unique set of festivals. So these festivals celebrated across the year, if you see. So I say love, diversity, and festivals describes the Indians best.
What should we know about Indian communication style? What should we know before communication with our Indian partners?
Well, as long as the business communication style of Indians is concerned, Indians prefer every type of communication style. However, majority of the Indians, they prefer face-to-face communication instead of telephonic communications, maybe communicating through emails and other forms, especially in the beginning of the communication. So in India, if somebody wants to have a good business relationship, it is always preferred to meet their customers, their clients face-to-face first, and then this face-to-face meeting can be sustained through maybe telephonic and other formats of communication. There is one more important feature. As I said, India is a collectivist country and we believe in togetherness, so we prefer to avoid being very blunt. Like, say, for example, if somebody or some Indian need to deny for something, they will prefer, I will try, instead of saying no to them. So this is the thing. I think Indians are also a little formal in their communication styles.
Dr. Raghvendra, what topics for a small talk with our Indian partners would you recommend?
Well, Indians are very talkative in nature. Not everyone, but most of the Indians, they prefer to talk and they are very much comfortable in talking few things. Say, for example, even if it is a business dealing, but many of them, they prefer to talk about their culture, their maybe around their uniqueness of their performing arts prevalent in their respective areas. And of course, the sports are also very popular in India, at least in urban areas. People prefer to talk about the sports, primarily cricket, because cricket is a very popular game in India. So these are the few common things. And the Indians also prefer to talk about history, because India is a country which has very glorious historical past. So Indians, they do take pride talking about culture, talking about history, and they also talk about the sports. As I said already, cricket being the very popular game in India, so they prefer to talk about these things, and especially when the two people are meeting for the first time. So these are the common things among them. They can initiate the discussion using these things: culture, performing arts, history, and the esports also.
What sensitive topics we should avoid in conversation?
Well, Indians are little emotional people by nature. So if anything which is sensitive to their sentiments, if it is not duly taken care of, it's not a good idea. So most Indians, because they are very much religious and spiritual in their approach, so it is not advisable that in the first meetings you talk about the religion, you talk about their political affiliations, and you talk anything which can affect their sentiments, because they are deeply rooted, they have a deeply rooted value system. So it's not a great idea. In the beginning of the communication with any unknown, you should avoid political affiliation, you should avoid talking about religion, and you should also avoid talking about their beliefs and values.
Dr. Raghvendra, my final question. What local words would you recommend to use to make our Indian partners smile?
Well, that's an interesting question. What can make you smile as an Indian? It's not about only India. Wherever you go in the world, in whatever country you go, people will be happy. They can smile if you talk to them in their own language. So whenever you come to India, talking to some Indian, maybe in business relationship, you can prefer to initiate the discussion with these small and introductory words in their own languages. Say, for example, instead of saying hello, you can say namaste. Instead of asking how are you, you can use local dialect and say aap kaise hain. Instead of saying thanks, you can always say dhanyavad. So these few local words, these are very much basic and introductory words. If you use them, but that can help you to connect with the Indians very quickly. It gives them a sense of emotional connect. It helps you if you use these introductory and basic local words.
Thank you very much, Dr. Raghvendra. Dhanyavad. And thank you guys for watching my channel. Stay curious, stay open-minded, and stay tuned. Alvida.